Good day there, YouTubers. Platt here, and today I'm going to show you how to make grenadine and other cocktail syrups. So let's go. If you're just getting into the world of craft cocktails, or someday dare to dream to become a mixologist, then you know there's plenty of ways to tweak flavors in cocktails. And one of the easiest ways is to use flavored syrups. Now, the most popular flavored syrup out there is grenadine. If you've ever made a Jack Rose or Tequila Sunrise, or for bartenders, the dreaded and feared Shirley Temple, then you have certainly been introduced to grenadine. Also today, I want to show you how to make simple syrup, the most basic of all syrups and a great way to add sweetness to your cocktails. And then at the end, I'm going to show you how to make a unique syrup of your own, just how to make them up on the fly, and this allows you to experiment on your own and create your own signature flavor for cocktails. Well, let's make some grenadine. Well, the first thing I did to make grenadine is I took 1 cup of pomegranate juice and put it in our pot to heat it up. Now, I don't want to boil it, but I want to heat it up enough because our next step is to take 1 cup of sugar and to pour in there. And you're going to want to stir this around till you get the liquid clear. Now, a lot of you out there may be thinking, well, wait a minute. I always thought grenadine was cherry. No, that's kind of an old myth. True grenadine is made from pomegranate juice and sugar, or basically a pomegranate syrup. Now, a lot of you at a pinch may use the juice from a jar of cherries, and for Shirley Temples that works fine. But if you're wanting to create a quality cocktail syrup, use the real thing and buy you some fresh pomegranate juice. Well, I've almost got that completely stirred in. And then to finish her off, I'm going to put in a 1/4 teaspoon of lemon juice. A little bit of acidity will add some balance. And then we'll give this another quick stir. And we're going to take her off the heat. Now you want to let this sit for about 40 minutes at room temperature to cool down. Then you want to put into a sealable container and refrigerate for 1 month. After that 1 month, if you haven't used it, go ahead and toss it out. See, that was pretty simple. Speaking of simple, let's get to simple syrup. Next, we're going to make simple syrup. And that's a great name for it because it's really simple. We're just going to heat up 1 cup of water and add 1 cup of sugar. Once it's heated up, we'll pour her in and start stirring. You want to stir until she's clear. Now, after grenadine, probably behind any bar, simple syrup is the next important syrup. Now, let me tell you why. The American palate has changed over the years, and probably the biggest complaint I get on drinks all the time is it's not sweet enough. Well, the easiest way to sweeten up a drink, instead of going back and remaking it or whatever, is adding a little dash of simple syrup. Just like our grenadine syrup, once we get all the sugar stirred in, we're going to take off the heat and allow it to cool. You'll also put it into a sealable container and throw in the refrigerator. After that, it's good for about a month or so. Now, if you buy off the commercial shelves, they have a little longer shelf life, but they have specialized equipment. But one thing about making simple syrup is it's so cheap and easy that there's no need to spend all that extra money when you could make it at home. And now that we got that stirred in, we're ready to turn off the heat and allow this to cool. Now, this simple syrup will be the basis for any other syrup you make. We'll just grow from there in this base, and that's why I wanted to show you this. Well, let's make some other syrups. Well, the last syrup we're going to make today is a peppercorn sage syrup. Now, I was helping a friend out recently in a cocktail competition, and he wanted to add a little bit of spice and savoriness to the cocktail, and this is something we kind of came up with. Same as our other syrups, we're heating up 1 cup of water, and then we're going to add our cup of sugar, and we're going to be sure to stir in this sugar. Like I said earlier, that simple syrup is always the building blocks for these things. Alright, that's starting to clear up now. Next, I'm going to add a teaspoon of black peppercorns. It's a great way to add spice, but not in the habanero pepper type of spice kind of way. Then I'm going to add a teaspoon of sage. Now, if you want to, you can use whole sage leaves, but I've got some ground sage here, and either way it'll work. And the sage clumps up a little bit, so I'm going to give it a quick stir around. Alrighty. Now I'm going to remove from heat and allow that to cool. Once it's cool, I'm going to be ready to bottle, but you'll want to use one of these handy strainers. You don't want all this getting into your syrup that you put into your cocktail. Remember, taste is a big part of the cocktail, but appearance is too, so you don't want to cloud it up or have little floaties in there. So be sure to use a strainer. And if you have to, you can put a little piece of cheesecloth in there to even strain it a little bit finer. Great little base syrup. Feel free to change it if you want to add allspice, anise, what have you. Well, this is done, so let's wrap her up. I hope this video inspired you to play around. There's more than one way to enhance a cocktail, and it's not always behind the bar. If you work in a place that has a kitchen, feel free to go to the back and ask the cooks or the chefs about different seasoning spices they may have. It may give you a tool to make a truly unique cocktail. If you like this video, please subscribe down below. And again, any suggestions on future videos, I'm willing to listen to. Well, until next time, bye-bye.